Welcome to the Good Life Agoura Hills podcast. Join us each month as we discuss important city projects, programs, and initiatives with the community. We appreciate your support and thank you for tuning in.
Hello, Agoura Hills, and welcome to another episode of your favorite podcast, The Good Life Agoura Hills. I'm Ramiro Adeva, your assistant city manager and the proud host of this show. So let me tell you, today I am so excited. Let me start off by saying how special our businesses are to Agoura Hills. And today we're coming to you from a location, on set, at a location that not only is a gem in the community, but is the site of this year's recipient for the Business of the Year Award. And that's a big deal, and we'll get into that a little bit later. So before we do that, I'm gonna bring our special guest out. This is actually a dear friend of mine. I'm so excited to have him here. But he literally has turned his dream into a reality, and we're gonna get to hear about that today. So without further ado, amigos y amigas, that's right. I want all of you to stop wherever you are right now and give the warmest welcome to our friend, the owner of Plata Taqueria and Cantina. That's right, the one and only Mr. Ramon Saldivar. Let's go. Hey, bring it up. That's how we do it in Agoura Hills. Come on now, community, let's go.
Wow.
What's happening, my friend? How you doing?
Nice to see you again, man. You really make me feel special right now. Wow.
You are special. You're the Business of the Year.
Wow.
Now listen.
What a bless, man. What a bless to be the Business of the Year, and thank you the whole community for being part of it and part of my whole dream.
All right.
Really appreciate it.
So listen, we're going to, obviously get into this interview. This is a very special one. Many people at home might not know, but Ramon and I, outside of the workplace, we're actually friends. So this is kind of cool. It's like two buddies getting together. We get to talk about this. We get to really talk about, our kids played sports together. They went to the local schools together. So to be able to sit down with you, not only as a business owner in Agoura Hills, but also as a dear friend of myself, is just such an honor. So thank you so much for making the time to sit down with myself and all of the community at home.
What an honor. An honor to have you here. Thank you for making me that. And we know for a long, long time. So.
All right, let's do this. Let's do this, buddy.
I said
all right, you did. And maybe we should put a little caveat out there. So he just called me JoJo. So you might be wondering, what's going on with that? So everyone at home knows me as Ramiro. And I think if you've watched our podcast, my name is Ramiro. But my friends at home in my personal life, they call me JoJo. So like I said, Ramon and I, we go back. So if he calls me JoJo, let's just make this comfortable. Why don't you just call me JoJo?
Perfect.
All right,
we'll JoJo.
Just like the same
Go
thing.
back to the days.
That's right.
Back with the kids were
and the
little.
same thing, I can't call him Mr. Saldivar. That just doesn't flow off my tongue right. So it's going to be Ramon.
Who is that? Saldivar?
I don't know. Perfect. All right. So look, let's go ahead and get into this. So Ramon, we like to start our podcast by really getting an idea of who you are as a person, right? Now, I know your personal story, but I want the audience to hear from you about just your journey, right? Like where you started. And I know through all of your blood, sweat, and tears, you really have come to create this amazing, amazing place. So why don't we go ahead and find out who Ramon is and sort of what the roots are of Plata.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. Grew up in Mexico, a small town, and today's date is about 500 people only living in that small town. Emigrated to the U.S. in 1998 with my wife and a small daughter, when she was 6 years old. And everything started then. We started working in a restaurant right here across the way, literally in Agoura. We landed to Agoura. Who knew? It was just meant to be. And yes, start from the bottom. A restaurant across the corner here back in the day, you remember, was Padre Martini Bar. So that was my whole experience. I started as a busboy, moved on as a server, keep moving, become an assistant manager, general manager. About 2006, when my youngest son was born, is when I became part of the restaurant. We opened another restaurant down the road, Cafe Fiore in the Valley. And it's when everything started really for Plata. Plata started there with the Bill Tucker, the owner of Wisins. He came by for dinner. He was like, "Hey, Ramon, you want to open a restaurant?" I'm like, "I never have done Mexican restaurants." So I like you. Let's do it. And I'm like, "All right, let's do it. Let's talk about it." So that's how we are here in the Wisins. It's just crazy to think about it, man. It's like when I first moved here, I landed at the Wisins. My first job was right next door over here. I was 21 years old, and 25 years later, here we are with Plata. It's just crazy to think about it. Small kid, 20 years old, without knowing the language, without knowing the life of the different country. Always in Mexico, never really went out and traveled, just lived there. So moving here, just experience the whole thing, learn the culture, get around people. It was a total experience. And if you would ask me 20 years ago if I thought I was going to be here today, I probably would tell you no. But it's just like the hard work and the opportunities as well, the people open for you. And when that door opens right there, when Bill came over and said, hey, would you like to do something? There's something triggered in my mind, and like, let's do it. Let's move on. So that's how we started Plata. That was open in 2015, thanks to Bill Tucker, and we're here at the Wizards.
Listen, that's such an inspiring story. So glad that you made the move. I know the community really appreciates it, and they love your restaurant. So happy to have you here.
Thank you.
So, all right, well, we all know that the magic of any successful restaurant is going to start in the kitchen. I mean, let's be real about this, right? And I think that every successful kitchen is going to have that master chef, that head chef that knows what to do back there. And I read a story, and maybe you can help to expand on this, that when you were opening up Plata, you were looking at like, hey, I need a chef. And, there were many failed attempts at trying to find just that right chef that would, meet the vision of what you had for Plata when the real master chef was standing right in front of you, right? And so I think we have to pay some homage to your wonderful wife, Elvia. And so who is your chef? And I think, why don't you go ahead and let's talk about Elvia a little bit and talk about what it means to kind of have, your head chef be your primary business partner and being by your side through this whole journey.
Wow. Words gonna be short in order to talk about my wife. We married both really young. She was 18, I was 20, in Mexico alone. So when we moved here, you start with all this. Going back to the conversation about the chef, when we decided to go forward with Plata, I started interviewing different chefs and trying to find the right person that would bring me back home, that would give me those flavors that I was missing myself as a Mexican from home. And it was hard. It was hard to find that person, that chef that would really give me everything. And then all of a sudden I turn around and I'm like, wait a minute, I have you here, my wife. Who couldn't do better? So I created a menu based on her cooking, her home cooking. Nothing crazy. She's not a chef. She grew up cooking. She learned cooking from her grandmother. And that's really how everything started, like bringing home cooking to Plata. At the beginning it was rough. It wasn't easy. People were a little hesitating about tasting the food and being like, what is this? I want my ground beef taco. I want my tostada salad. And I'm like, well, this is more like a homemade style Mexican cooking that is what we do. Is the way we eat in Mexico. No, you're not traditional. It's like, yeah, this is traditional for us as a Mexican people. So that's what we bring. We bring, yes, our home cooking to Plata. And really the difference was that my wife making everything from scratch, bringing all the salsa that she will make for 2-3 ounces at home. For us, make it to batches to serve hundreds of people at a time. And being able to keep those flavors and making that difference is just amazing. And Ramiro, like, who cooks better than the mom?
Nobody.
Grandma. We all have that connection. And food has to be more than just going to feed yourself. It's more like, it's a connection that will transport you and bring you back home for us. Or if you guys travel and you go to different places, you know what, I was in Mexico and I tasted this and it reminds me when I was in this place or that place. That's what food should be about. Yeah. And a lot of times we lose it and we want trying to just to make it sophisticated and create our own. But food is connection to your past and connection to those ones that we love.
I agree. And shout out to Elvia for being the master chef back here that makes the magic happen. And I do. We, as a frequent customer here, I will say that when your food comes out, it's different. And I think it's because of what you just talked about. It's that love, it's that care that comes from your master chef back there. So a testament to your wife and for both of you for doing what you do on a daily basis. It's truly amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for the whole community for loving us and give us the opportunity to serve you. It's really nice of all of you.
So let me ask you this. When you were opening up Plata, you had a vision. And I read somewhere that part of what your vision was this, you coined this term as, I think it was new wave, authentic Mexican food with a new wave modern twist. And so I wanted to ask if you could explain what that new wave modern twist means so that people understand what they're getting into when they come here. And do you feel like you've achieved sort of that goal of whatever new wave is?
Yes. When we have the new wave. I will explain you what it is, and we have actually a little bit of both worlds. We will talk about a couple of different tasks and foods, and just try to integrate some different flavors into Mexican cuisine and make them just a little different, to make them a little, what you're talking about, the new wave. We're going to talk about this simple taco. One day I was just back in the kitchen, and we're like, let's make something different. So we decided to make this taco that is probably the most popular taco right now that we have, and it's called taco de alambre. So what this is grilled cheese, carne asada, cactus, yes, cactus, guacamole with a pistachio tomatillo salsa on top of it. So if you really go to Mexico and you'll be like, this is, you're not going to find it really anywhere. So we keep trying to transition a little bit, give you new flavors with the crispy cheese and the cactus and the guacamole and everything. But when you put it in your mouth, it just melts in your mouth, and it's like, wow.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Did you hear that? That was my stomach. But go ahead.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're hungry already.
It's too early. Yeah. So go ahead. Sorry about that. I can't control. I can't control it.
So the other one was, for example, ají poke nachos. Yes. Ají nachos. So ají, tuna grade ají. Yes. On top of the wonton, crispy wontons, jalapeno, cilantro, tomato, avocado with a little bit of aioli on top of it, and just makes a difference. So that is we're still Mexican restaurant trying to keep all those traditionals with your typical carne asada taco or your carne asada plate, and just transition into those other ones that is a little bit for everyone. So we never leave out the kids, the family, or those ones that want to experience something different. We're going to have it here. So...
Well, listen, I've been here plenty of times, and every single time I'm here, whether with my family, my coworkers, anybody I come here, it's always poppin'. The vibe is amazing, and I mean, whether it's the decor or the customer service or just the great food or the bar, I mean, there's always the ambiance here that you've created is amazing. And when we think about economic development and you think about a healthy economy in a city, I mean, that is what you hear when you say, okay, what is that younger generation coming in looking for, right? They want that social scene. They want that electric energy. There's places where they can go and really just kick back, relax, and have a good time. That's what Plata is. But in your own words, I want to hear, what does Ramon look at as far as what the Plata experience is, and what can customers expect when they come here?
Wow, it's a really good question, and it's a little hard to answer that question, because when we open Plata, you always think about something. How would you like to be? And you're always thinking, what can I do to make it in a certain way? But you know what really shapes you and to really tells you how everything is going to go and keep moving forward is your customers. It's people that come here all the time. So you start kind of adapting and kind of changing. I don't know if you remember in the beginning, the restaurant looked a little different with different chairs. We were like, in the beginning, we were more like that side over there had a lot of more like a high tops. It were like more like a bar scene. And then we decided, you know what, it's more like a family. But still having the bar and popping and having fun and being able to put those families together, that you can bring a 2-year-old kid that will love it, and to bring somebody else older that will love it too. So that bringing that food and the ambience and connections and the good vibes with people too. We want it to be yourself. That's another thing that I always emphasize myself is, how do I hire my employees, or how do I create the best team? I never follow a line, and for the most part, a lot of restaurateurs do. They go and they ask for a resume or how long you've been in there. You know what I look for? Personality. You're smiling, eye contact, and just making you feel well, connected. So when you come, you feel like you're part of your family. So you like to come to family because they will recognize you the next time you'll be here. So that's part of the whole thing, the family. If you think about it, that's part of us, part of Mexico. Mexico is that way. We're just try to embrace and be friendly and have amigos, like you said earlier, with everyone. So just having that kind of Mexican culture kind of breaking out and have those beautiful colors like you're saying as well. Like, yes, you're walking in and you feel like you're in Mexico, but you're like, a lot of people are like, no, this is a lot more sophisticated. Like, no, this is really how Mexico is. A lot of times they sold us Mexican-American restaurants with a different look in different parts or across the border. But really, Mexico is just gorgeous and have beautiful colors and great food and everything. So that's, when you walk in here, you feel like you get transported and you feel somewhere else. So that's what I try to do.
That's awesome. I love it. So Ramon, you mentioned earlier how you spent a lot of your young life, obviously, in Mexico, but then you came out here in 1998, and you've spent probably the vast majority of your adult life in Agoura Hills. And I would consider you an Agoran at heart. I mean, think about it. You raised your kids here. You supported the local schools. You supported the local sports programs. You've even partnered with the city on catering certain community events and whatnot. And you do all of this while every day coming to this beautiful restaurant, feeding the community. So I want to know, what makes Agoura Hills such a great home for your family and also your business?
I was talking to you, Jojo, a little bit outside of this, and Agoura for me is our home. Like, I moved here when I was 25 years ago, so I lived longer in Agoura than anywhere else that I have lived in my entire life. And it's just everything, the community, how they embrace us and how we become part of the community. Coming from a different country with different language and English as your second language, trying to learn not just the language, but the lifestyle, how to encourage your kids to start going to the schools, the sports, how you will get to you guys, to the city or to any other sports or anything you want to do there. So it's a lot of learning and really glad and I don't think it is anywhere else better that I would say, hey, would you like to live? We always talk about that, and like Agoura is always going to be one of those places. And I have to say something about people in Agoura. I give a big shout out for all those people that help me. It's a lot of people in the area that along my career since I started that always guide me and always give me a little something and teach me, hey, you can do this, you can do that, and give me hopes. So when you have that hope inside of you and you can think, you know what, I can do it, then you can go forward. But you wouldn't do it alone. It's just like you have all these surrounding people, and it's a lot of them from Agoura that really help me and get my vision in a different direction. So I really appreciate all the community of Agoura and everybody that support us and is here all the time, and all those close friends that guide me through being a different person and going a different direction.
All right, so Ramon, let's talk about that a little bit. So, we're talking about the support and the love that the community obviously has for Plata, and I think that that's part of the reason why we're here today is because Plata is being recognized as this year's Business of the Year. And every year, we have an event called the State of the City, where, the mayor will come out, the city council members come out, they talk about all the amazing successes of the year, but they also honor a business. And this year, it's such a great feeling to know that the Business of the Year in Agoura Hills is Plata. So I want to know, just, Ramon, when you think about, again, you kind of think about that journey that you've gone on, that you've let the people know about, like, how does it make you feel when you hear Business of the Year, Plata?
Blessed. First word is blessed. And we'll never expect it, to be honest with you. Never expected it. It's a big achievement. And a big achievement for those ones that I'm going to be almost speechless with all this. It makes me really proud. Really, a lot of hard work behind it. And thank you.
I will. Listen, we love you. We love you. Seriously, we absolutely love you.
I'm sorry for that. It's just, it really makes me emotional when you leave a country and you really come somewhere else and create something and create hope for others. It's amazing. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry.
I was here one day with my daughter. She's right there. We're in that door, right in the beginning, and that's those things that you have as memories and keeps going forward. Yes, I had a dream of opening a Mexican restaurant, but you never know what's going to happen. One day, right in the beginning, she was here as a server. We're in that door right there. We're standing right there, and we were crying to each other, like, think about it. If you really think about it, the town where my mom and dad live right now is 500 people. And Cinco de Mayo, this past year, we served 1,000 people. One day. If you would think about it, when I was young, when I was a little kid, it's no dreams. You will never think that you will get to that level. And it just feels amazing. And it's all because of people. I wouldn't say that we do it alone. I know it's all because of the support, like you. Knowing person like you when you're younger and like, hey, keep going, keep moving forward. It's just the people that surround us and keep pushing us in certain direction. Even those ones that sometimes don't want you to do that well and push you down, makes you stronger too. I don't think it's a bad thing as well when they're like, hey, it's fine, makes you stronger. Like when you're playing a sport, you know how the kids are, hey, you're rather good. I'm like, they come back and like, I can do it. So it's when you tell me this about this awareness, I mean, never expected and really, really proud of it. And like you said, I'm from Agoura and really proud to be Business of the Year. And thank you to everybody. Thank you for being part of it and keep moving forward.
Well, Ramon, listen, you are the Business of the Year. We are so proud of you, so happy for you, and you're living the American dream. So congratulations to you. That's only a testament to what you've done and accomplished up to date, and it's only going to get bigger from here. So that's awesome. So congratulations again.
Thank you.
So let's talk about this, the culinary experience. I think in the world of restaurants, there always needs to be, like anything, there always needs to be adapting and constantly improving. What does the future hold for Plata? Maybe you want to let us in on some secrets, as to maybe there's a new menu item, some kind of burrito named after me or something. Or is there an opportunity to expand the business a little bit, maybe, and some plans to, kind of put Platas in other locations so that not only Agoura Hills and the nearby communities, but maybe there are other communities that are going to experience the magic? Talk to us a little bit.
Let's talk a little bit about the food first. Yeah, we always kind of bring in new dishes and trying to have people to experience different ways of cooking of Mexico. And it's always a couple of stuff there, always as you server or margaritas or drinks and stuff like that. And it's always something different there, not just your menu that we have all the time. And yes, talking about the business growth, we're just officially signed and we're coming up in Thousand Oaks. We're going to a Thousand Oaks Mall. Same thing, they came to us and they wanted us to be part of the family of Thousand Oaks. So that's what we're working on that right now. It's probably within a year to have everything ready and keep moving forward over there. But that's the second one, and let's hope you guys support us in there and everything, or come and help us and work with us and be part of the Plata dream and the Plata family.
Love it.
And really appreciate it. Thank you for stopping by and being the family. And I'm sorry for that little drama kind of thing.
No, don't be sorry for that, man. Absolutely. That's great. So listen, we'll end with this. I mean, I think everyone at home, if you didn't know before, if you've come here before, you know what the magic's about. If you haven't, I think now you're going to ink it in. You'll make your way over here. It's truly an honor to be here with you, Ramon. You have no idea. The people at home, if they want to follow you, check out a website or something like that, how can they do that?
Yeah, you can go to platacantina.com for our website. On the Instagram is Eat Plata, and all the social medias are Eat Plata. So you can find us in there. You can call us, come over here, look for Ramon, and let's come and have a drink or coffee or some kind of taco and have fun.
So listen, this has been a great time. It's been such an honor. Can't thank you enough, Ramon, for being our special guest today. Again, congratulations on the Business of the Year award.
Wow.
This whole discussion has got me hungry. Do you know of any places to eat?
Yeah, we're going to be ready in a couple of minutes.
All right. So listen, while they're going ahead and they get back here getting ready to go, I want to thank so many people out there, all of our viewers and listeners, for coming in again and joining us for this special edition of the Good Life Agoura Hills podcast. And until our next episode, you know how we do it. Keep lit. You know what? Who am I kidding? Keep living the good life.
Only in Agoura Hills.
Take care, everybody. Cheers. Oh, yeah. Man, come on. Oh, man. Hey, you gotta have this.
Wow.
Oh, man.
I wasn't ready. I'm sorry.
Catch up on previous episodes at agourahillspodcast.com and hit that like button and subscribe to The Good Life Agoura Hills.